Hi Capricorn, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your February 2021 love reading. Thank you to those of you who liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. If you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description video for more details there. And as far as what we have in front of us, this is what I call the bridge and the gaps version. The way it works is the cards on the left represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right represent their energy toward the connection. And we'll look at the past energies, present energies, future energies. Once we get through all those, we'll actually pull some oracle cards for some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. As far as the decks being used, on the left we have the Lover's Path Tarot, and on the right we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. Also keep in mind it's just a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as theirs. If you feel more like it should be the other way around, then definitely trust your intuition on that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have Transformation, which is the equivalent of the Death card in traditional tarot, and we have Princess of Staves, which is the equivalent of the Page of Wands in traditional tarot. So really what I'm getting with this could just be saying that you might have left the connection in the past, but you know, I have to call it like I see it. It almost feels like a game that the two of you might play, because the horse is like riding away from the cards on their side, but then she's kind of looking back a little bit, you know. All right, well, if I could get it to focus. But yeah, well, you're just gonna have to take my word for it apparently. But yeah, so that's what I see there. And with the Death card as well, with that, in this deck in particular, we have the names Pluto and Persephone, which is definitely like an on again, off again dynamic, right? So that's what I feel like is going on, where this could just be a cycle that the two of you repeat, where, you know, one time it might be you who leads the connection, the next time it might be them, but it just seems like a cycle that the two of you might be in. Past energy on their side, I'm kind of getting the same dynamic really, because we have the Nine of Pentacles, which usually the Nine of Pentacles, it's Virgo energy for one, but usually it represents energy of being independent and single. But here, what always sticks out to me with the artwork in this card is it's like he's cutting a strand of her hair. So it's like, okay, even if he leaves the connection behind, he still wants to keep a part of it with him. And then we see the fires in the background too. So I feel like this could definitely be a really passionate connection between the two of you, but at the same time might have some toxic traits to it like that, you know, where the on again, off again, and the game playing and whatnot. But that's what I see there. All right. Present position on your side, we have the Six of Coins. So this is actually a Taurus energy here, which is your fifth house of romance, creativity. And, you know, if we think about the Five of Pentacles card in traditional tarot, it's usually those two people walking out in the snow. Looks like they're going through a rough time, right? And then here in the background, we see the snow. So to me, this represents someone coming back into the picture, right? So after that Five of Pentacles energy left out in the cold, okay, now we're going to come back in and try to restore the balance, right? So that's what I feel like is going on here. Now, for some of you, I feel like it might be you that's the ones that are coming back to them. But either way, it looks like they're going to act like, oh, no, I'm not really interested. So that's kind of what I'm seeing there. And present energy on their side, we have the Tower, Queen of Wands, which is Aries energy, the Chariot, which is Cancer energy, and the Eight of Swords, which is Gemini energy. So really what I see with this, well, there's a couple of different ways I could see this playing out. For one, it could just be saying that they might actually, you know, let's say two split up a week ago, right? This could just be saying that already they're in a new connection. You know what I mean? Like they jumped into a new connection, start moving forward with that. But then after a while, you know, I feel like they still kind of have that draw to you. And the reason why I say that is because if we look at the woman there, she's looking over her shoulder, and there's that figure that she's looking at in the background. And in this deck in particular, that figure happens to look like the same figure in the Devil card, which the Devil represents the major arcana energy for Capricorn. So I feel like it's saying that, you know, they might jump into another connection, but then at the same time, they're still thinking about you at the very least, if not flat out reaching out. So like I said, this probably won't resonate for a lot of you, but this is just coming across really clear for those of you who will, that this just seems like a connection where there's a lot of games being played on both sides. See if there's anything else that comes to mind with this. Now, for some of you, it could also say that maybe this person might just experience a tower moment as well, and then that could actually be, what actually gets them back on the right path in a way too, where if they have some demons that they needed to let go of, you know, there might be a tower moment coming for them that might help shake things up there. Future energy on your side, we have desire in reverse, 10 of coins in reverse, and king of coins in reverse. So this is the major arcana energy for Cancer, which we saw in the present on their side. This is Virgo energy, and this is Taurus energy. So again, we see that fifth house dynamic, but for all three of these to come up in reverse, a couple of different ways I can see this playing out too. For some of you, this could just be saying that you might just come to the realization that, okay, even if you have that intense desire for this person, when it comes to it ever turning into a long-term stable commitment, I feel like you're realizing that that's probably not going to be the case, right? So, and I mean, to be fair, from what I'm seeing here, I'd kind of have to agree with you on that. It does look like there is that strong attraction, but as far as anything long-term, I mean, unless you guys get out of that dynamic, I would kind of have to tend to agree with you that it doesn't really look like this would be anything that could go long term. But, I mean, these are pretty significant cards that are there. So maybe it's just like a bad timing thing where the two of you, might still have to learn some karmic lessons before this connection can go forward. But uh, yeah, I mean, it's just how I see it. For some of you, this could also be pointing to maybe you just have to pull your energy away toward your finances as well. So that could be saying that even though you have the desire to be with this person, your financial responsibilities might be pulling you elsewhere for the time being. And that might have even been what these breakups were about in the past. And, this person might take it very personally, for example. So that could be part of the dynamic as well. Future energy on their side, we have the stars. So this does show that there is some hope on their side as far as, the tower is the card that comes before the star. And usually the star card represents that course correction, basically. So you go through the tower moment, which could be like, an ego death, if you will. And then like the stars, all right, now you're standing in your truth. Then you experience that course correction where you could actually move forward in a more successful way. So, I mean, to be fair, I don't see any toxic energy in your future. So this could be like that finally the straw that breaks the camel's back that you guys go through in the present. And then you could have like disappointment thinking that, all right, well, this is over. Whereas I feel like this person might actually feel like a bit more optimistic about it. So after the fact. So, I mean, it looks like there's potential there. I will say, even though all this energy in the past and present I get a pretty toxic vibe there. Here, not so much. But, the bottom of the deck on your side, we have love. So this is the equivalent to the lovers, Gemini energy. So to me, it does show that there is that genuine love that you have for this person. And also, given that this Gemini is sixth house energy for you guys as well, like I said, it could be one of those things where you might just get pulled away because you have financial responsibilities you need to take care of. I mean, your second house has all kinds of energy going on with it, so that wouldn't surprise me, really. But if nothing else, this to me says that underneath all of this chaos, that there is still love there. And then bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Knave of Chalices. So, that could be part of this person's problem where they just might have difficulty expressing their emotions. Because, like, if we look at the artwork there, it's like someone trying to write a letter, and we could see they crumpled up a couple sheets of paper already. There's another one he has in his hand, he's crumpling up. So it could just be saying that could have been part of the problem for them where they just struggle expressing their emotions, and then that just exacerbates the issue, so they might have like childish reactions to if you move away from the connection, but I will say there, underneath that, we have the Ten of Cups. So there's definitely potential there. Like I said, don't get me wrong. All this looks pretty toxic to me. But whatever this is, it looks like you guys might snap out of it. Maybe even that Leo moon that we're about to have might shake things up for you guys. And then maybe after that, or maybe even the retrograde energy with the Mercury retrograde in February might shake things up and finally get you guys moving forward in a more positive way. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. All right, so Next, we'll see what we could get from the Oracle decks. First, we'll see if we get anything from the Aqua Moonlight deck here. I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording, and what I'm going to be looking for here is some jumpers. So first, I'll be looking for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, I'll just move on to the next Oracle deck, but sometimes we could get additional messages here, which could be helpful. Alright, nothing coming up there, so next we'll see if we get any from them to you. Alright, nothing there either, so next we'll pull a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck, and same situation here, I did pre-shuffle this deck as well, but here we're just looking for one card with general advice to wrap up with. And worst case, if I shuffle this one for a while without any cards coming up, I'll just put the deck down and we'll pull a card. Alright, I'll just put the deck down and we'll pull a card. So give me a few seconds to tune in and then we'll pull one. Okay. We have Deep Knowing. There's the artwork and the number is 43. So we'll see what this has to say. Okay, it says intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy, hypersensitivity. The oracle's message. Intuition is the faculty that allows you to enter into a dialogue with source, the consciousness that you are a part of but cannot see with the naked eye. It's perplexing that people are taught to ignore this natural capacity to navigate their journeys, to access their inner guidance. Know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. This deep knowing allows you to open the door to wisdom far greater than what is available in the limitations of human experience. You are given information that may make no sense whatsoever to the logical mind or five senses, but which is 100% correct and true. The trick is to listen and then to act accordingly. You're now invited into the sacred dialogue of deep knowing, so tune in and trust your vibes. They will be right. Ask and you will receive answers from unusual sources. So pretty positive message there as far as reading in between the lines, and it's interesting that that came up because it makes me think of what we were saying with the card at the bottom of the deck on their side, where this person just might really, struggle when it comes to expressing themselves emotionally, but hopefully that resonated with you. All right, the relationship message says there are occasions when you just know deep in your heart and soul that a person is going to play a meaningful role in your life. Someone crosses your path and suddenly, out of the blue, you're connected at a level impossible to describe. That feeling marks a moment in time etched indelibly onto your soul. Someone has entered your life who will be instrumental in your journey, so pay attention. Two hearts are calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. This is also a sign that your intuition about the person you care about is correct. Trust your heart to lead you now. Magic is about to happen. All right, so again, it seems like it's telling you to trust your intuition. Like I said, this energy in the past and the present definitely seems pretty toxic. Like I said, in the future, it looks like you're losing the faith, but might still have the attraction there. Whereas this person they seem to snap out of this toxic pattern in the future. I mean, to be fair, it looks like you do too, but I feel like you also, in doing so, feel like there's no hope for the connection. So, like it said in the card there, hopefully you guys can rely on your intuition there to figure out how this connection is going to go. And you know what? I'll read you guys the protection message as well, just in case, since these, like I said, these energies are kind of intense in the past and present. So we'll see if we get anything from that. It says you are in empathy overload and need to get grounded again, so tune out for a bit. Hypersensitive, you're suffering from psychic exhaustion. This signals a time for a recharging of your batteries. Set energetic boundaries, take a salt bath, empty your mind, and get back to you. It's not a time to be too open. Soon enough, you can let your guard down. Right now, you need self-care and self-love. It's time to say no thank you to anyone in your life who exhausts you. Won't that feel good? So pretty positive message there too. And maybe that's even just saying that maybe I'm not, seeing this right as far as maybe this isn't a constant cycle you guys are going through. Maybe it's just the retrograde and that intense full moon energy that's bringing all this out. And it could just be telling you to just try to ride that energy out and things will be fine down the line. But either way, hopefully that resonated with you guys. We'll wrap up there and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.